Now, we've been asking for you to get in touch this morning, and so many of you have delivered already, even though we're not even at 7 o'clock. Part of that is because maybe you've been caught out by the clocks going forward. Perhaps some of you are waking up this morning thinking, oh, I feel like I've lost an hour. Well, you have lost an hour, unfortunately, because of the clocks going forward. But loads of you been getting in touch and telling us what you're doing up at this time on a Sunday morning. This is what Lee's had to say.
This is Big Lee, massive Forest fan. Stayed up in the pub with the lads, watched the old semi-final Wembley trip that we're going to be going on. Absolutely over the moon. Currently parked up waiting for a mate. We're going to the Peak District for a 10.5-mile hike. So it's nice to be up early, walk that beer off.
Fabulous.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a funny one. I got one in from Rodders. He says, playing Football Manager, the date on the game is 2034. Oh. And Tottenham haven't won anything.
Oh.
It's a bit harsh, isn't it? Yeah.
2034. Could you imagine, though? Crikey. Go on.
Well, no, Nat. 2034 is only 9 years away.
Hence why I'm like, can you imagine? But yeah.
I'm up because I forgot the clocks went forward and I thought I'd manage a lie-in. And also my wife's snoring like a hippocampus. Oh, I don't know what that word is.
Hippopotamus, probably?
No, it's not hippopotamus.
No,
I can't even have a look at that word, Dad. See what.
Oh, my goodness. Hang on, everybody.
Hippopopapig.
Hippocrocapig. Hippocrocapig.
I've never heard that.
I think that's just a mixture of all different animals.
Oh, right,
that this particular message has gone for this morning.
Okay.
That, by the way, is Andy in Burnley. So, Mrs. Andy's wife, perhaps you're just stirring right now and you've just heard that message. He's not very complimentary about your snoring, unfortunately, this morning. Do let us know why you're up. We'd love to hear from you. The WhatsApp voice note number is 03717 223344. You can also send us a message to that and also text us to 81089. Okay, Casa, maybe it's a bit quiet in the northeast at the moment. Yeah. Maybe that's because people are, have indulged a little after the celebrations of Newcastle's League Cup victory. Hundreds of thousands. I don't know if you saw the scenes.
Yeah, it was about 300,000 of it, they said.
Incredible scenes, wasn't it? As they flooded into the city for that open-top bus parade to celebrate the football club's historic League Cup win, which ended their 70-year wait for domestic silverware. We sent our Newcastle supporting Ollie Klink very much on the jolly rather than a win. As a job, I suppose. But why not? To join in the celebrations, and he caught up with the skipper, Bruno Gomes.
Bruno, we know the Brazilians like to party hard. Who partied harder, you or Joel Linton, after winning the cup?
It depends who drinks. But I think Joe's party better than me.
Who else was leading the party after the celebrations?
Wow, I think the whole squad, Gillespie, Dunban, Longstaff, yeah. Very good person.
Has it sunk in yet, though, what you've achieved at this club?
Sometimes, like I said, when I came here, I just want to put my name in the club history. I knew that for make it happen, we should win something. After 70 years was a long time. Yeah, it's very special. I will remember this game forever. I will always remember this feeling that I felt after the game, straight after the game. I was very emotional. Like I said, both my two children are Georgie, so yeah, it was quite good for me. Hey, legend! How are you? Good? Yeah.
What do you think of this fella? Well, he texted you before the game as well, didn't he? Did that make you nervous or make you excited and ready for it?
Both. both, but it's always good when you get some compliment for this guy. He's everything for this club. I said in our series on Amazon, I want to put my name like he did. So, yeah, the first step was done.
If you're not aware what they're talking about, you may have been watching if you are on our streaming services, but within that, Alan Shearer came up to Bruno there and gave him a good hug. So that's what he's referring to about the legend who had spoken to him there. You can just feel, he sounds brilliant, doesn't he, Bruno? What a captain he comes across as, the way he talks. He feels like he's so indoctrinated into the Newcastle sort of way of life.
Well, when you go to a club, on foreign shores, if you buy into the club and the fans know that you're totally delighted to be there, and there's many that have been like that with Newcastle and other clubs. I found that I had that experience at Marseille. If you buy into it, and they really believe you want to be there and do your best, and you play well, they deem you as a legend.
Yeah.
You know, and he is, you know, and they've rewritten history at the football club. So it's a fantastic story. I think there's an incredible photos, by the way, in the newspapers today about the, you know, I mean, they had open top bus now. It's like you need 2 buses for the team and everybody else. They've got 2 buses.
Oh, I know. Well, you do, don't you? There's such a big squad, and what's great as well is probably not just the squad in the sense of the players. It's going to be the coaches. It'll be key people who are involved in this team as well.
Do you know as well, Nat, with Newcastle, it's the iconic kit, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the black and white kit is pretty special.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It just is. There's something about it. It just immediately it's recognisable.
There is also a picture, if you haven't seen it. I would love to show it on our streaming service. It's just a little bit too small. There is a car park, which is sort of a cylinder car park or circular car park. And the people who are just hanging around the air as it's going up and up and up, you can just see hundreds of fans who have gathered round just for what would be a very short glimpse of the bus, I'm sure. But that is just how incredible it was. One of the funniest scenes as well I saw was when Ant and Dec were interviewing Dan Burn, who was how tall? 6 foot?
6'7".
6'7". And we know that, you know, Ant and Dec aren't the tallest, so it did seem very little and large, but it was fantastic. Ollie Klink, as we say, a little bit of labour of love for him being involved with his club for this one, and he even managed to catch up with Ant and Dec.
It's beyond our wildest dreams that we even won a cup in the first place, and then for us to help present it to the Geordie nation is just one of the best days of your life.
We've waited a long time for a trophy here, and we're both 50 this year. So
all right, why you should mention that live on the radio?
But we've lived through a few Wembley visits and a lot of defeats, so we were kind of unsure what to do when we actually won a trophy. It turns out we just burst into tears. Got the cup back home. We can really celebrate.
I love that, because you never know how you're going to sort of celebrate. You don't know if you're going to be emotional with tears or if you're just going to be massively elated and beaming, and you don't know until it happens, and that's wonderful.
Brilliant
Absolutely
story. As much as I hated Liverpool losing it, I did say on the day, if anyone would want to lose it to is Newcastle.
Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, we want to hear from you this morning. You can get in touch as to why you're up at this morning with the clocks going forward. Is it because simply your alarm's gone off and the clocks have gone forward? Or have you got a reason to be up this Sunday morning? Maybe because it's Mother's Day and you know you want to deliver something wonderful to your mother this early morning. You can send us a voice note to 03717 223344. You have not disappointed.
Morning to you both. Andy, lorry driver from Leicester here. So I set my alarm last night for 4 o'clock this morning, drive to work. On my way, I think, hang on a minute, it's only 3:10. I must have set my alarm wrong. So I drive to work, have an hour's kip in the car before getting into my lorry. Get in the lorry, and then I realise what's happened. So I'm now driving to Manchester, and I'm going to be an hour late for my delivery. What a muppet.
But you said it. You get in your car, your clocks don't change in your car, and it's very confusing. So, Andy, we understand where you're coming from there, but hopefully you'll make it to Manchester safe and sound. Whatever your reason, we do want your voice notes this morning. Please do send them in to us at 03717 223344 on WhatsApp, and we'll make sure to play them out and get your voice heard on national radio.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.